Yeah, gotta take a shit. Brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. Yeah, also need to piss. Brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. Yeah, gotta drop a deuce. And maybe make a little bit of apple juice. Yeah, y'all know I'm rushing for the public restroom. Disgusting. Open the door, there is no one else in there. Brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. Don't wanna go.
Sorry, I had to celebrate my introduction into the Brown Lanterns of the Comic Book Nerds Are Hot Facebook group Lantern Corps. Little drink. A little brandy and orange juice, a little brown and yellow mixed in. Chris Grisby, in case you didn't know that. The comicbooknerdsarehot.com. Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus now. Jesus Christ, Keith Christmas. Hate Google Plus. That's a complete side note, but Google Plus. We have a blog, but the blog is just the post to the website. But we have the blog. That's Wizard is Oz, I believe. Blogspot.com. Twitter, CVNH. I don't know where else. We're on YouTube, of course, where this will be, and probably a couple other places, but I think that's all the sites for us. Again, I figured I'd just bring you a little introductory video to me and a couple of back of the bin reviews. Couple of stuff I've been reviewing. I've been slacking on buying some comics, so I got a couple older issues from a couple weeks back. I figured I'd just talk about it real quick. Back of the bin reviews. First time live action video. Here we go. Super Soldiers #1. You can see. Bought it basically because US Agent was on there. I don't know. US Agent always just looks cool. He's a fucking side note, but he looks cool. So I bought it, and it's the #1, and it was cheap, so I said whatever. Issue was alright. Art standard, like it. Splash pages. Almost naked dudes, can't go wrong with that. Whatever. But as far as storyline goes, it's not that great. It's a lot of backup. I don't remember who I am, RoboCop type shit. Really, and that's all it is. And US Agent is on the cover, but actually doesn't even. I'm not even sure he makes it more than a panel in this, if that. So definitely don't buy if you're a US Agent fan. Probably skip to issue 2. But nothing really special about this at all. At all. Clearly a cash in on Cap and the Super Soldier thing. I don't know what they were doing. So, crap. Speaking of crap, Doom Force, #1. Now this is a 90s book that's supposed to parody 90s books. And this was fairly early, like 92. By Grant Morrison. Written by Grant Morrison. Art by a bunch of other random fucks. Sorry if you drew this or know somebody who drew this or like the way it's drawn. But it's shit, so whatever. And of course, a lot of 90s stuff was shit, and of course it was probably supposed to look like shit. But it should have at least been written funny, and it's not. There's a couple chuckles in here. I like the Wolverine-ish character that has basically Coca-Cola logos on him, because Wolverine's a fucking sellout. But that's pretty much the only chuckles I got. I got more entertainment out of the Batman Returns thing than I did out of the comic. And it's a thick-ass book. I started skipping, I believe, because it's horrible. I don't know if there's inside jokes and shit I just don't get. Probably the funniest thing is the semi-incestuous brother and sister couple who are maybe slightly based on Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. That's my only basis of incestuous brothers and sisters in comics. she, of course, is in this outfit. So that's about it. I would not recommend picking this up for anything. If you would like to see some stuff, just hit me up. I guess I could scan some stuff. Also hilarious, Boomerang. Back when comics used to just advertise regular shit and not just stuff that was, nerd stuff and whatever. I mean, that's where you get your money from. Advertising. So advertise with other people. Don't buy that. Powers. Actually, this is a very negative stack. I probably should have. Powers by Bendis. I didn't technically give Bendis money, so I'm still okay on the TBNH. Not giving Bendis money kick, which I'm all for, because this is, other than this first page, which is sex-ish, which I believe is a sex dream. Other than that, the comic is not great. Maybe it's better in the trade. This issue didn't excite me at all. Despite the sex, didn't excite me. They say, like, oh shit a lot, and I think that was in the CB&H last podcast, where somebody said, oh shit, like every panel or every other page or something. Yeah, and it was just like, I get the whole speaking like regular people thing, but I need you to come up with some other exclamations for your characters other than oh shit and holy shit. It's just not working. It doesn't make them any more relatable. I mean, the art is a little different than what I'm used to, so I mean, that was interesting, but kind of find anything interesting. Don't know. But not something I would buy on the regular. Maybe I would, if it was in the library, read it in trade form or something. But otherwise, skip it. Doom Patrol. I read this a while ago, so my memory is a bit sketchy. I did like at least that they had a lot of different powers, especially for, government secret team or whatever. Usually they cut down on powers. But this definitely had a lot of power usage. I'm a superhero comic guy. That's me. I like that. So give me powers, some action, bright colors. I'm easily distracted. It's probably the booze, speaking of which. Nothing too exciting. It's the end of a story, which is weird because this is issue 2. So it pretty much wraps up whatever the fuck happened in issue 1. I didn't buy issue 1, so I don't know. But it was interesting enough. I don't know. The best thing about these comics is the ads. I don't know. This week is all about the ads. Of course, Got Milk. Doesn't remember the Got Milk ads. I mean, do they even still do those anymore? I don't know. There's a bunch of ads and shit, but never anything I want to fucking read. Game Boy Advance. Like, TP. It's just super, obviously this isn't super old, but it's just dated. Clear Cell, love that. Love that. How many fucking ads did they throw in these comic books for Clear Cell? Get it together. And just because everybody hates her, fucking Catwoman, Halle Berry, the video game even, not even the movie, the video game, which I would probably buy if I saw it, because it's hilarious. I have Aquaman, the video game, haven't played it at all, but that's to be expected. So that was a little quick back of the bin reviews. I'll try and get some more on the site for later. Longer, better, faster, stronger. I think that's how the song goes. Some newer stuff. My father bought me from his shop from his shop, I should say, the shop in his town. He doesn't actually read comic books. He just buys them for me, which I like. Thank you. But of course, I was an X-Men geek for forever, so he buys me X-Men stuff. The guy just gives him anything with X on it, and that's fine. I, of course, have not been buying X-Men and not reading X-Men, except for the stuff that he buys me and sends to me. So I pretty much caught up on X-Men Legacy, Uncanny, Wolverine and the X-Men. Don't get me started on Wolverine and the X-Men. I hate Wolverine. And I actually hate Wolverine and the X-Men. Not even just Wolverine. I hate Wolverine and the X-Men. I do. The cover is the shit. This is the shit. Anything dissing Wolverine is funny and is great. But the book is shit. I just don't. I get that it's supposed to be, I don't know. It's supposed to be Generation X of our time, which is fine, I guess, for those that didn't read Generation X or weren't growing up, reading Generation X or whatever. But I don't like it. I just don't. There's no, it's forced. It seems forced to me. I think that's what it is. It just seems forced. And I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Angel. It's ridiculous. I don't even know. I don't know. The regression and rehashing of stuff is just okay, we got Apocalypse, we have, I would rather read a book with Apocalypse and Gladiator and Archangel than read a book with Kid Apocalypse, Kid Gladiator, and I forgot who the fuck I am, Angel. Whatever, it's just not doing it for me. I don't know, whatever. Kudos for giving Iceman some more face time. There's good for that, but I can't condone that. What else? Uncanny. I've never been a Legacy fan. I stopped being a Legacy fan as soon as it was about this bitch. I want to choke her with that fucking scarf. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I hate her. She's a whiny bitch. And so is Sookie, who's the girl who played her in the X-Men movies, which I also hate. Complete side note. There's a lot of hate in this episode, I'm sorry. But, X-Men Legacy, not a fan of it. Not a fan. They brought back Ariel, which was good. Shout out for that. I love obscure characters. Anybody not getting some shine probably needs to, because Rogue and Wolverine, Emma Frost, and Cyclops can't do everything. And don't do everything. They just stand around and hog up all the space. They tell people to do shit and stand around and hog up all the space. So, I don't know. Also, Bald Colossus. Not a fan of Bald Colossus. It partly makes sense, but I'm just not a fan. But anyway. So I think I did enjoy Uncanny, though. Somewhat, at least. I think Uncanny is probably my favorite of the X books. I don't have Astonishing because that comes out every 3 years. So my father misses that, apparently, on his trips in. But Uncanny, probably the book to read for me. And of course, this is a almost all villain team and stars Cyclops, who never been a fan of. So, no, I think Adjectiveless X-Men is the one. And I'm sorry, I already threw it on the floor. So, Adjectiveless X-Men is the one to read. And I'm out. So we refill from the drink from the other night. We don't throw liquor around out in this house. Don't waste liquor. So I figure what I do, also, let's bring you some other new ones that I'm sure you're not reading because everybody says and thinks they're horrible, and they probably are horrible, or they're just not on your radar. Here we go. We'll start with Night Force number 1. Don't know who did it. Mark Wolfman. Tom Mandrake. Are those their actual names? Because that seems a little weird that Supernatural book has Wolfman and Mandrake on them for the creators. So, anyway. It's supposed to be a retelling of a DC story, DC comic, DC series that was done a while ago. I liked a lot of the art. It's not bad. That's a lot of dark. Still not as dark as X-Force was for a while. Color X-Force, color, but I think they moved on from that. I'm just still not reading it. Main character is pretty funny. I think this could go somewhere. I'm afraid, I would be afraid to buy any more individual issues just because I think it'll be better in trade. I think so. I think this feels like I didn't get enough of the story. I felt like I've already read the older series to know exactly what they were talking about and what was going on or where it was going to go. Because reading it as is, I just didn't get enough to draw me in. Enough to like, the main character and a couple of the characters. But then he talks to this that never speaks back. So it makes I can relate because I seem to talk to myself all the time. So I just wish I had a big cat that would follow me around so it would look like I was talking to somebody rather than just talking to myself. But Night Force, I'd say wait for it, get it in trade. Unless you're a fan of the classic series. The classic series down here, that's what they say. Get in trade. Daken. I was waiting for this book to end. I really like Daken. I was liking Daken for a while. I hated Daken in the beginning because I hate Wolverine. I hate X-23. Just by association. So, and I started reading Daken, and Daken was cool. He was a good character. He was doing some alright stuff. But then I don't know where the fuck they went. It got melodramatic, and it got weird with the drug hallucinations and stuff and whatever. Which makes for some good art, but doesn't exactly tell a good story. I don't know. And he's been so whiny and bitchy towards the end, and this is the last issue, I believe. 23. Issue 23 was the last issue. I was waiting for it to end because it seemed like they were phoning it in towards the end, and they were just like, okay, we have to stretch it out until a certain point. And rather than have him do a bunch of cool stuff, they had him piss and moan about how much Wolverine sucks as a father, blah, 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 blah. Which, bitching and moaning about Wolverine I'm okay with, but I don't know, I needed more. And then it ended on a weird Wolverine naked holding a doll of himself scene, and it's questionable whether or not Daken actually died or whatever. I don't know. Expect him to be back in about a year. Hopefully he'll still be bisexual. Hopefully he'll still be cool. Hopefully they'll cut all the melodramatic bullshit out. And hopefully he'll just be in a book. I just don't know if a solo book is right for him. I mean, or he just needs to be a villain and just show up in a book. Not have his own series. Hawk and Dove. I know. Don't turn off just yet. Apparently nobody likes Hawk and Dove, and that's fine. Hawk and Dove is just something from my past. It was pretty much the only DC book I read back in the day. Because I get them in those 3-in-1 packs, or three packs or whatever comics, and I get them just on my own, or whatever. Just random, because they're the only DC books that look like Marvel books. So I like that and read it. And so Hawk and Dove, this issue, of course, featured Batman, because it's DC, so everything eventually has to go around Batman. And it was actually enjoyable. They played off of the Hawk and Dove and Batman and Robin thing very well. They're taking down some very one and done issue. I am all about the one and dones. I can't take the serial format that a lot of the books are going with now. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. If I'm paying $4 or $3, even $3, if I'm paying $3 or $4, especially for semi-dodgy art, for semi-dodgy art, I need a whole story, is what I need. But again, it's fun superhero stuff. Is what it is. It's superhero stuff, and it's just a good story, and Hawk being Hawk, and standing up to Batman, which I'm good with. So, just trying to find other things of interest. But Hawk and Dove, like Curtis said, as soon as he works on his wrists and gloves, and he'll be good to go. I'm not gonna talk about the art all the time because it's whatever. It's passable. It's passable, and that's fine for me. See, like this, it's a good enough picture. I like this. I'm fine with that. It works. I'm sad to see Hawk and Dove. They're going to be canceled, I think, issue 8 or so. That's fine. I hope they go somewhere else. Justice League International. Something. Even though I'm not reading that book, but I might pick it up if they're in it. Let's see. What else we got? Hawkman. Hawkman. I absolutely have no clue what the hell is going on in Hawkman. None whatsoever. None. I have no idea. And I keep buying it because I hope that it's going to go somewhere. And the thing is, the art looks good. I really do. And I just saw my hair and all that. You could have told me my hair was on like 11, but I really do like the art in Hawkman. It's good art. It's good stuff. I like it. But that being said, I'm completely lost in the story. I have no clue. And of course, Liefeld is supposed to be taking over issue 8 or 10 or so, I can't remember. So I'm waiting for that to see if, when he takes over, just in the regime change, that they actually make it known, what the fuck is going on. Because right now, I'm completely lost in the story. There's some random villains, there's some random people. I don't know. Story is completely fucked. Art is good. I think that's Manipul? No. What was I thinking of? Oh, Can. Of course. So, I like the art. Stories. Shit. Wait and see. It hasn't gotten cancelled. We'll see. Last book, Villains for Hire, number 4 limited series. You probably weren't reading it. That's fine. It's actually really good story. Best out of the pile. Villains for Hire. Sad to say. Villains for Hire. Best out of my pile for a while. Sorry, had to shake my head at A vs. X. Even though I'm still looking forward to the Versus books. We'll see how those go in the fights between the big dogs, and see how those go. But Villains for Hire is actually a fun story, good story, a lot of action, a lot of C-list characters, Avalanche and shit, and some other people, Tiger Shark, Misty Knight, Purple Man, a lot of random people. Which is good, and the story is good. The story is actually really good. The problem is, even at 4 issues, That's probably like 2 issues too long. And really, this totally could have been a what if issue. This could have been a one and done. What if Misty Knight headed up Villains for Hire and got it? What if would have got it done in 1 issue, and they did it in 4. And I only read the first issue and the last issue, and I got the whole story. And that's pretty much that's sad. That's sad. And it's DNA too, isn't it? It is. It's fucking Abnett and Lanning. And good stuff. Good stuff. It could have been a one shot or 2-parter or something. But basically what it comes down to is that Misty Knight and Paladin are fucking. That's pretty much it. They're probably dating. That's probably all it is, maybe. But dating, fucking is the same thing. So, pretty much comes down to. And that the whole issue, the whole thing with Misty Knight being, you know, under somebody's control, Purple Man's control, and being a villain and all that other stuff, all of that was a sham and fake and a plot to catch Purple Man. So, I don't know. I mean, the story was simple, but it was enjoyable, and, you know, no real consequences or surprises in that, other than that Misty Knight and Paladin are a couple. Hence the drinking on a roof together, if I can get that. And the kiss. There's the kiss. There's a kiss. So, they may not be fucking, but probably. I don't know. It's just what I say. Apparently, she'll end up in Defenders. Another book you're probably not reading, because Defenders was not that enjoyable either. But Misty Knight, interesting character. I don't know. We'll see. But trade, if you get it for cheap, sure, go ahead and pick it up. Issues, I probably wouldn't say no. I'd probably say no. I don't know. If you got, you know, whatever, $12 to spend, you know, 4 issues of a comic that don't really mean much and nobody will know what the fuck you're talking about, then go ahead and buy it. I mean, it's a good read. It's enjoyable. If you got the time to spend time and money, go ahead and get it. Otherwise, no. So that's about it for this first video. Got my newest comic book shirt on, and hopefully we'll get some more videos done here. I don't know how often I'll do them. Depends on the liquor, how much liquor I have. If I run out of liquor, I run out of videos. So somebody play my theme music in here in a little bit. And
Brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow.
I'll see you guys later.
Also need to peel. Brown and yellow, brown
again,
and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. Yeah.
Just a quick note. This is not my room. My roommate has the video cam, webcam. Not my room. I'm not claiming Step Up 3. That's not happening. Matt Damon's face maybe, but no. Horrible movie. I don't even know what movie that was. What movie was that? Hereafter? Fuck no. And Paranormal Activity, no. Faster I watched, but I don't know. It was a super. It was Kill Bill light, essentially. It was Kill Bill light. So Faster, I don't know so much. And Zac Efron, really, I'm not watching that shit. And Afterlife, I didn't watch. Step Up 3, fuck no. I didn't like one song out of Step Up 3, but fuck the movie. Whatever. If I get my room clean and together, presentable, so I can show you guys, I'll move the webcam over. But we'll see. This is a rough cut.
Brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. To make this work, gotta huddle up on the sea. Brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow, brown and yellow. No seat covers, don't matter though. There's a mountain